Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Love Club. Last week, we revealed the news that Nathalie is pregnant, and today we'll be diving into all of your questions about it. So, we've gathered all the questions that you asked on Instagram, and we'll be answering them in this episode. So, for the first question, Nathalie, was it planned or was it a surprise?
It was kind of planned, but it was also a little bit of a surprise. So it feels like it was a little bit of both. But we had talked about kids before I got pregnant that summer. So I got pregnant in end of July, early August, I think it was, around that time. And that summer we had talked about kids a lot. Like, I feel like we talked about it every day almost. Like it was always like we just talked about like imagining what it would be like to have kids and like what our family would look like and yeah, what we wanted for the future. And then we said like we will do that when we're ready. And then we kind of got to the point where I just said like, well, I don't think we're going to get any more ready than we are. And we clearly want this. So what are we really waiting for? And also if you want to have more than one kid, like obviously, or I would like to have a little bit of time in between those pregnancies. So yeah, so I'm thinking, so we were just talking about it a lot and came to the conclusion that like, yeah, we want kids. And yeah, and then it happened. I think it took maybe 2 or 3 times, something like that. So it was pretty quick. But it felt like a surprise because you never know. Like you can't just assume that you're going to get pregnant. So it was a surprise as well, I feel like.
Nice. No, that it was really quick, I feel,
Yeah.
once you decided that you were ready. What do you think made you feel like you were ready?
So I think just in our relationship, I think it can be more than one thing. It could be like career-wise, you feel ready, and also with your relationship, of course. And I think with us, I think in our relationship, I think when you get married that fast and you're in a marriage, I don't know why, but it just feels kind of different.
Mm.
Than if we had been dating and had like a normal dating experience in the start from the beginning. I don't think maybe we would have gone here this quickly. But since I met my husband on Love is Blind Sweden. And yeah, so we dated for 50 days and then we got married super, super quick. So I feel like that intense period made us get to know each other so much faster. And now we've had more time together. So I feel like we've had both of them, like both aspects, getting to know each other really, really well, and then also having more time together. Um, and then also, I think in life, just where you are in life with things. Like I'm 28 now, and I don't know, I just feel ready for it, and I feel really excited. And I think it really like it doesn't have to be related to age, but it can be just your career, like where you feel you are in life. So it can vary a lot. But I just felt like for me, I felt ready.
Yeah, and I mean, your relationship is not exactly normal. Like, you didn't
No,
meet in a normal way, you didn't get
no.
married in a normal way. And I
Mm.
think this being quite, I mean, it would be really fast for a normal relationship. And then, of course,
Yeah.
every relationship is different.
Mm.
But if you just look at in general, like what the timeline is to
Yeah.
people having kids, then it's quite fast. But also, like, your marriage part was super fast.
Mm. Yeah, it was so
And
fast.
yeah, it was like extremely fast tracked and extremely, I mean, you had such an intense dating period of also
Mm.
going into like when you were going into the pods, you had to get to know each other quickly because you
Yeah.
can't decide if you want to marry someone
Mm.
unless you get into the important and the deep stuff quite quickly.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So on Love is Blind, we dated in what they call pods. So you have a wall in between you and you can only hear each other's voice. So that was the first part of our dating, and that's when we got engaged as well. So we hadn't seen each other when we got engaged. So it's
So
kind of
crazy.
crazy. No, yeah.
It is so
Now that I
crazy.
think about it, like what?
Yeah.
What happened there? No, but so that's what happened. And yeah, so you have to ask your partner a lot of deep questions. And I feel like when you watch the show, it's so quick. So you're like, well, they
Mm.
dated a little bit, and then just like it happens fast. And it happens fast, but you sit there for hours and hours talking about everything, trying to cover as much as possible because you want to make the right choice and you want to see if this is the right person for you. So it's yeah, it's very different in that way. It's so much less intense if you're just dating someone. Seeing each other like every few weeks or something, or once a week, like it's not the same.
No.
And then I think it's also just having that feeling like Wictor. I don't know, it's just a feeling that I have, that I know that Wictor was the one for me. And that's also why I said yes. Like I wouldn't have said yes and married someone if I didn't believe that this would be for life. And yeah, so I think it was a combination of things, but we're very excited.
I love that. So another question was how long you had been trying to get pregnant. I know you answered that a little bit, but maybe you can go into it a bit more.
Yeah, sure. So we had been trying for, a couple of months. And I hadn't been tracking my ovulation super strictly. I know that you can do these tests if you want to really track it super strictly. But I have an app where I can see like where I have a calendar in an app where I can see my menstrual cycle. So I kind of knew around what days I had my ovulation. And so I was like, well, yeah, it will happen eventually. But we weren't like forcing it either. I think not forcing it is quite important as well, just letting it happen. And that can be hard if you've been trying for a long time and you really, really want to get pregnant. Like it's a very difficult thing because like it takes a lot for you to get pregnant, like all the hurdles along the way, like for when the pregnancy is actually happening, like in the body and developing, like a lot can go wrong. So it's a lot that has to go right for it to happen. And I don't know, I just feel like we were very lucky in that way. So yeah, it happened quite quickly.
And how did you react when you found out you were pregnant?
Um, so I got very emotional and very happy. Like I was a bit shocked. But Wictor and I had spoken about it a few days earlier. I was supposed to get my period it was Tuesday or Wednesday. And this was like Saturday. And Wictor said like, well, just buy a test and do it on Sunday morning because like do an early test. There are those tests like 6 days before you can do a pregnancy test before
Right.
your period is supposed to come. So we were both kind of suspecting it. And then Wictor said like, well, do an early test so we can find out. And I was more like, no, we don't need to stress. Like, cause like, I don't know, I was a bit nervous as well because it changes everything. Like once you see those 2 lines, it's like your life is going to be so different from that second. Like you're going to be like thinking about the pregnancy all the time. So I was a bit like, I didn't want to stress it, but Wictor was like, let's just find out. So I did the test on Sunday morning and I was in the bathroom and I took the test by myself. And yeah, no, I was super, super happy, crying and being really excited. There's so many thoughts like going through your head as well, just imagining what your future is going to be like, what that baby is going to be like, worries, a little bit of anxiety as well. Like you want everything to go well. So a lot of emotions, but mostly just being excited and happy.
And how did you tell Wictor?
So I told him that same morning. He kind of expected it. So it was like, it wasn't like
he was
a
pushing for the
full-blown-
test, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. It wasn't like a full-blown surprise that he would be like completely shocked or anything. But I took the test and I wrapped it in some wrapping paper and a little bow. And then I woke him up in the morning and handed it to him. But it was like, he could see on my face that it was like, okay, it's clearly that is the test and it's a positive. So he was like, I wonder what this could be.
Random pregnancy test shaped present on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, exactly. Very random. Yeah. So it was very obvious, but I just wanted to do something. And then I was like, I mean, I know I'm not going to be able to hide it on my face anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, and he was super happy as well. So yeah, it was great.
Oh. So another question we had was, what was your first symptom before your period was supposed to come and during the first trimester?
Yeah, so before my period was supposed to come, like the early symptoms, there wasn't like super obvious ones, but after when I Googled, I realized that like, okay, these were a little bit related. So one very obvious thing is that your boobs get very like tender or like they change. So you just feel something in your body, like something is different. And I kind of felt that a little bit, that something was happening. And that's why I suspected as well that I might be pregnant. So yeah, my boobs changed, and tiredness was a really obvious one because I'm usually very I have a lot of energy, and especially in the morning. Usually, I'm a morning person, but I felt like during this period, like the week before, I felt very tired and more than usual. And I knew that I wasn't sick or anything, so it was like it was strange. I couldn't explain why I was so tired because I was also sleeping pretty well. So that was something that made me suspect it early, and also like other minor things that just I noticed changes in my body, but I didn't know that they were related to pregnancy. So one was like I had a bit of stomach issues. I never had problems with my stomach, but I was very like constipated and had problems. It was just something was different with my body. Like I could feel like the boobs and then the constipation, and also this is super random, but it's so like it's really been a symptom for me since the start, and that is my dreams, like vivid dreams, strange
Oh,
dreams. Yeah. And
interesting.
I've seen a few talk about this on social media, but I had no idea this was a thing before I got pregnant. But I've had so many, like every night I have really, really vivid, strange dreams, and I wake up and I remember them like really clearly. So it's really like yeah, a bit of like mix of like strange and nightmares. So it's like you wake up and you're like, what is happening? Um, yeah, running away from something. There's a fire. I don't know. It's usually me just needing to protect,
Mhm.
like family or yeah, something like that. So I don't know if it's like my brain is more alert or like trying to look out for danger or something. Because also
That
now
makes
during
sense,
yeah,
though.
I've been
That
thinking
really
about
makes
it a lot.
sense.
I'm like, why does this
Yeah.
happen? And also waking up, like during my, okay, so that was like before the missed period. And then now during the first trimester, I'm now in week 16, the first trimester, which is from the start till 13 or 14 weeks. That first trimester, I still had my vivid dreams. And then I would wake up a couple of times a night, needing to pee. And that is something I thought would come later in the pregnancy, but it actually
Mm.
came pretty early. And I think that's also just the body changing and adjusting. And I also think that could be because when you have the baby, it needs to be fed during the night around, I think it's 3 or 4 times during the night. And that's usually how many times I would wake up.
Oh,
Yeah. So like around 12, 3 and 5, and that's usually when you feed the baby. So it's really strange. Like I feel like it's the body adjusting or like preparing.
that is so
Uh, but
cool.
but I don't know any of this stuff. I'm not a
No.
scientist, but I'm just like it's just my thoughts on it, like because I've been thinking a lot about it. But yeah, and then first trimester symptoms, I felt pretty good, just the tiredness, but it really hit me like week. I think it was 7 or something around that time. I like the nausea and the tiredness. I felt like a zombie for a few weeks there. I think it was like week 6, 7 or something till 10. I think that like month there was really, really exhausting. I was so tired. I just wanted to sleep all the time. And also I, like needing to snack constantly because of the nausea. Like you need to eat a little bit often to get rid of it. So it was a tough period there. And I was a bit worried. I was like, is this going to be my entire pregnancy? Like,
Yeah,
am I going to be this tired? So I was a bit worried there, but now I'm feeling so much better. I feel like in week 10, something shifted and now I feel fine. Like I'm so much better. Also, like it's so much more fun. Like the belly is growing a little bit and just doing more ultrasounds and checkups. So it's really fun. Like second trimester is way better.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Getting
So if
some hope.
someone's pregnant, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. If
exactly.
someone's pregnant, then
Yes,
just hang in there. It
it
gets
will
better.
hopefully get better. Exactly.
Yeah.
When you were nauseous, could
Mhm.
you eat anything, or did you feel like you could only eat like certain things?
Yeah, I think for some people it can be really, really bad, like the nausea. But for
Mm.
me, it wasn't that bad. I just ate like more carbs, pretty much. So like I had crackers, a lot of crackers, and then my mandarins, my fruits, which I love, but also eating bread. I had noodles sometimes, but it was just like I think I could eat pretty much everything. It wasn't that bad. I feel like it could have been so much worse. And I never threw up. I was never ever close to throwing up. It was just a
Mm.
feeling, like, especially in the morning when I woke up and had an empty stomach, I would feel that, like, okay, I need to eat something quite early. And I usually don't stress about breakfast, but during that time I was like, I have to eat something because I know that otherwise the nausea will come. So just eating like small portions.
Mm. Crackers, I think, is interesting because that's the
Mm.
first thing I want to eat when I feel nauseous. Just
Yeah, you want
crackers.
salt, I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. I think it's like
Yeah.
salt and carbs,
Carbs and yeah.
probably. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder if that's like a universal thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, if
Could
anyone's
be.
nauseous, that's a good tip. Crackers.
Exactly. Yeah, it is really good. And you can always have them
Yeah.
with you, like in a
Yes,
bag or like, yeah, they're very handy.
definitely. So we also got the question of how you could find out the gender so early.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one because usually you find out the gender, I think it's around week 18 or something. It's quite late because they can't really see on the ultrasound if it's a boy or a girl earlier than that. Or it's more difficult. Like the further you go, the more clear it will be. But for us, we wanted to find out early as possible. Obviously, we're curious. And then, like with planning, I don't know, I think also having an identity to the baby in your belly, like it feels so much more real once you know, okay, it's a girl or it's a boy. And I think that's also like a really exciting part of being pregnant, like getting to know that early. But we went to a private clinic to do that. So you have to pay for it yourself and it costs a bit of money, but we both felt that it was worth it. I was in week 10 when we did it. And so it's a NIPT test, non-invasive prenatal test. I think that's what what it means. But they basically did an ultrasound to check that the baby was there, and it was. I took some blood from my arm and sent that to a lab, and then they can actually detect if you have any Y or X chromosomes.
Chromosomes. Yeah.
Yeah. Y or X chromosomes in your blood. If you're a woman and you have Y, that is the male chromosome, then they will know that you're expecting a boy. And if there's not, then it's a girl. So it's very clever that they can do that nowadays. I don't know how new this technique is, but it's really good. Like, so we were very happy that we got to find out early, and then maybe it took a week for the test to arrive in the mail, or like the results, and then we found out. So yeah.
It's really good that you can do so early as well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And also that you can be sure. Because, right,
Yeah, exactly.
if it's an ultrasound, like they could be wrong, technically. Just like
Yeah,
someone could see
exactly.
something that's not there, or like it could be.
Yeah,
They could be
yeah.
wrong. But this
Yeah.
is, this
So
can't really be
definite.
wrong. Yeah,
No,
this is very
exactly.
accurate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's really good. And also, like, I think it's like 99 point something percent right. So I
Yeah.
think we can assume that it's accurate. So that's, yeah, it's really exciting and it's really cool. So I'm glad we did it.
Good.
I just can't imagine like all the women that decide that they don't want to know until they give birth.
Yeah.
How could you go that long and not know? Like, I'm so curious. Also, I think, I don't know, maybe someone can not assume a gender, but I feel like that's impossible. Because you're like, you really want to guess. So you're going to assume it's something or like lean towards it's probably this. I know one girl that I follow on Instagram, she had a baby recently and she was sure that it was a girl. And she didn't find out until she gave birth, and it was a boy. And like the shock, you must be so shocked when you really, really believed it's something different, and then you're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to resist finding out either. I would want to find out as soon as possible.
Too curious.
Yes. Yes, definitely. So we also got the question of, do you think it's a boy or a girl? So you've already answered that you know.
Yes,
And
we do.
you will be telling us soon.
I will, yes.
And then when is your due date?
So my due date is the 24th of April, 2026. So spring next year. Very exciting.
Yay, spring baby, can't wait.
Yeah.
And another question that we got is, how did you tell your family the news?
This was fun.
Yeah.
So the first one I told was you.
Oh.
And I called you It was on the phone, and we had very recently found out. And then, because we live in different countries, otherwise I would have told you in person.
Yeah.
But you live in Malta, and I live in Sweden. So it was a bit far. But I
Yes.
called you and told you. And then I called our younger sister, Simone. I called her. And then we did with the family, our younger brother and our parents, our stepdad and mom. They live in the same town as me. So we went up to their house. I had a little box with a super tiny knitted cardigan and a little like baby toy thing. And I had put it in a box, and then I told mom, like, yeah, here's a gift for you. And they didn't really like think any of it. I don't think, like mom said after, she was like, I felt that it was something like you wanted to tell me. It felt like you wanted to tell me something. I just didn't know what. And so she was a little bit suspicious before that, but my stepdad and our brother, Christian, he had no idea. And it was so funny. Like they got so shocked. So we had dinner, and then after dinner, we were like, yeah, let's open the box. Or like, yeah, do you want to open your gift? And then she did, and she was like, took up the little cardigan and was like, no way, oh my God. And Christian, our younger brother, and our stepdad, they were just like completely silent. They were just sitting there like in shock because it was like, what is this? I don't think they were connecting the dots either. They were like, why is this so small? This little tiny cardigan for mom. So no, it was really funny like that night. And yeah, everyone was really excited. I think it's going to like change our family in a way. Them becoming grandparents, you and our sister becoming an aunt, the aunties. And yeah, so I think like for our family, I think it's going to be really exciting because we don't have any young children in our family.
No, it's going to be a whole new era. It's super
Yeah.
exciting. And I can't wait to be an auntie.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It is. It is. And I wish I could have been there. But yeah, I remember when you called me, I was so shocked, but not surprised. If you understand that feeling, like it was kind of like it was expected, but at the same time, it was such big news that it's even like hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said as well, we're not used to having babies in the family, really. Like we have no young children. We only have 2 cousins. Like we're quite a small family. And it was, no, but great news. I'm so excited. I get more and more excited every day. So hope it goes fast until April.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And we got another question, which was, did anyone from Love is Blind know about the pregnancy?
No one knew. We hadn't told anyone. We met them during like an event in Stockholm, and I was in week 7 at that point, and it was just way too early to tell them. But it's kind of funny when you walk around and you have this secret. You're like, I'm pregnant and no one knows. And it's funny also because I don't drink alcohol. So it wasn't like a strange thing that I wasn't drinking. That's just assumed with me. So that wasn't a tell either. So it was very felt like I was very discreet. But no one knew before we told the news.
Yeah. And that makes sense, being that early. Of course, you don't want to.
Yeah,
really.
and also we see the couples sometimes, but we don't hang out with them on a regular basis. I wouldn't say. It's like from time to time, and everyone's really nice, and it's always fun to see them. But since we all live in different cities, it's not as easy to meet up. So yeah,
of course. And then we got a question about what has been the hardest part about hiding the pregnancy.
The hardest part is that you're so excited to tell everyone and you don't really feel ready. I think you can tell someone that you're pregnant at any point, but I just didn't feel ready. Like I really wanted the first trimester to kind of pause before making it official, because if something will go wrong, then you want to process that by yourself. So I didn't want to stress that. And also, but of course, with the family and close friends, we would tell before. But I really feel like, that's the hardest part, like not being able to tell everyone. Because it's so big, like it's such a huge thing as well. But that, and then I didn't really have a big belly or anything, so it wasn't like hard to hide, but I was very tired, and I think not being able to like explain why you're like not very like don't really want to do anything. You just want to lie in bed. But I feel like that's like, yeah, it was only for a couple of weeks. So I didn't feel like it was that hard to hide it. I think if you're extremely nauseous or like get really, really sick, then I think it's way harder.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like at a dinner or something, running to the toilet to throw up every 5 minutes, and that's going to
Yeah,
require an
exactly.
explanation.
Yeah. But I think that's also important because when you see it on social media, it's usually like the very dramatic, terrible experiences that can come up. And like I was expecting that for myself. I was like, okay, I have to assume that I'm going to be like throwing up in the bathroom all the time. But every pregnancy is so different,
Mm.
and you might not feel that bad, like at all. I was never even close to that. So I think just knowing that it doesn't have to get that bad for everyone, just because some people have it really, really hard in the beginning.
So we also got a question about how you have been feeling up until now.
I've been feeling really good. I think it was just like overall, I think the pregnancy so far has been really, really good. It was just those weeks, like in the first trimester. Yeah, that month, like week 7 till 10 or something, that I felt was really difficult, and I was because of the tiredness and the nausea. But other than that, I've been feeling really good. So yeah, very grateful for that.
So another question was how you are feeling now and if you have any morning sickness.
So now I'm in week 16 and I don't have any morning sickness anymore. I don't feel nauseous. I don't really feel that tired. I think I'm on the same level as I was before I was pregnant now. I like to go to bed early. I like to get up early. Maybe I sleep for a little bit longer nowadays. Usually I would get like 8 hours. Now it's probably 9, 10 or something. I just feel like my body needs a bit more sleep, and that's probably because it's creating a human. That probably
Yes,
explains it.
that is fair
Taking a
enough.
lot of energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, and also that I wake up a little bit during the night as well. So I think, yeah, I'm feeling really, really good now. I feel like the second trimester was like, has been the best, definitely so far.
And another question was how your pregnancy has changed your daily routines.
This one is interesting. So it has changed my daily routines. I think before I was pregnant, I would have more of a strict time when I got up in the morning and when I did things. But when I got pregnant and like the nausea would kick in or I would feel very, very tired, if I hadn't slept during the night, I wouldn't force myself to get up earlier just because of a routine. I would then be like, okay, I need more sleep. Like the body needs to rest more. So I feel like I'm kind of trying to put my health first rather than the routines. And then I just try to be as efficient as I can with the hours that I have during the day. So I feel like I think I work a little bit more during the evenings now than I did before because I get up a little bit later in the morning. So I think it's just like minor changes, but I'm still like doing the same things. And yeah, during the weeks when I was feeling pretty nauseous, like in the first trimester, I wouldn't work as much. But now I have a good routine with that as well, with the home styling. I work as a home stylist and photographer and also as a content creator. So all the work that I do from home has been quite easy. But I think, yeah, just with the home styling, it was a bit tricky for a while to work as much as I have done before. So yeah, that was I think I've gotten more into routines now, I think, than in the beginning. But I think just like listen to your body and try to rest as much as you can, and just like I don't think it's I think it's good to make adjustments. This is like a big change, and your body is changing, and it needs more rest. So I think just listening to your body, especially during that first trimester, is very important.
Great advice. And the next one, have your emotions changed during pregnancy?
My emotions, like about the pregnancy.
No, I think it's more like mood swings. I think that's how I
Oh,
interpret the
yeah, that
question,
could
at
be.
least.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah, I have mood swings for Wictor, my husband. I do feel sorry for
Only
him
with him?
sometimes. Uh, yeah, it's mostly with him. I spend most time with him.
Yeah.
So he's the
I haven't
he's the
noticed it.
target.
I'm
No,
kind of surprised because I haven't noticed anything with
really?
your mood. Like, I think you've
No.
been very happy and very
Yeah.
stable towards me, at least. So thank you,
Yeah.
Victor, for
Exactly.
taking the load.
Exactly. No, but it hasn't been like terrible or anything, but I feel like I've just been more emotional. And I think just like more like cry more easily. Sometimes I have like what I call like mental breakdowns, but that's a bit dramatic. But I just like have like a lot of just like feelings and thoughts, and
Yeah.
you just want everything to work out. But I've been working on that a lot because I had some issues in the beginning with anxiety, and I was really worried about the baby, like being scared of working out, of eating certain things. Like I was really scared of doing something wrong that would
Mm.
harm the baby. So I think just accepting that like the baby is it's gonna grow and it's gonna be fine, and like I can't control everything that's gonna happen in my body, and like so I think just trying to let go of that control. And I think like when we were gonna go to our second ultrasound, that was in week 14, I was really anxious for that. I was like, what if it's like something's gone wrong? So I think because you can't see the baby and you can't feel it
No.
kicking or anything yet. Like I think that comes in like week 20 or something. So it's like it feels very like, yeah, you just don't know, but you're just hoping that everything goes well in there. But I think just letting go of that anxiety has been very good for me. Like just focusing more on life and my routines and like daily tasks and work more than just focusing on too much on worrying about the baby, because it's not going to help anyway. So yeah, I think that's been probably the mood swings that I've had.
And another question we had was, have you had any cravings?
So I really like before I got pregnant, I thought pregnancy cravings would be like crazy. Like I would be like, I need this now or else. Like I need this second, and it would be a very specific thing. But I haven't really had that. Like I love fruit, mandarins, especially, and then yeah, what else? I don't even know. I have like the same breakfast I do every morning. I like eggs. I like bread a lot, but I like that before as well. So I think more, it's like weird, but it isn't really a craving, but like I feel like some sort of nesting thing has kicked in me. I'm in like
Mm.
nesting mode, and it's really strange, but I just feel like I want to have everything in order for the baby. I want to like clean stuff out, keep everything tidy. And I think that's just some kind of nesting thing. Just like you wanting to prepare. And then also I've started to love cooking. Like I really like home cooked meals. Before I got pregnant, I was more like, I could have like breakfast food for dinner as well. Like I wouldn't mind. But now I'm like, I really crave just like home cooked meals. And I think maybe that's also like the baby wanting nutrients or something. So I really love cooking now, and I really had no interest in it before. So I think just like, I don't know, it's changed me in ways I couldn't expect, I guess.
Mm. I love that. I feel like it's so good that you listen to your body and sort of just lean
Yeah.
into what your body sort of tells you,
Yeah.
because, there are these instincts that
Mm.
happen when you get pregnant
Yeah.
and you're preparing for a baby. And I mean, it's so like some of the things, with nesting, for example, cleaning stuff out and getting things ready, that's perfect. That's so good
Mm.
that that comes as an instinct, because it's going to make things easier for you as well when you have the baby later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really think that's a good point. Like listening to your body and like embracing what it tells you. Like
Mm.
I've never been interested in cooking, and then that just changed, and I was like, oh well, I guess this is me now. New me. So I think really just embracing change and allowing yourself to be whatever feels right. And I think like yeah, you'll probably change a lot. Like also when you actually have the baby, you're probably going to change a lot as well then. So I think just just listening to your body and make adjustments that feel good.
And the next question, aren't you moving? Has that been paused now?
So we are still moving. This apartment that we live in now, it's up for sale. So we are moving out of this apartment, and we have found something bigger that we're going to move into. So the baby will have its own room. It will have more space. But I will share more about that later once we move.
Exciting.
Yeah, very.
And then the next question, how are you preparing for the birth? Are you nervous?
This was a really, this is a good one. Once I read it, I was like, oh my God, I haven't prepared
Did
anything.
you get nervous?
Yeah, exactly. I got nervous. Yeah, because I realized like I haven't prepared. I'm not preparing. And I think just for me at this time, it feels so far away. I know that it isn't, and I'm almost halfway. Like week 20 is like halfway, and I'm in 16. So I should probably start, but I think I'm definitely going to start doing research on it and stuff. But I think just for now, I'm just like, especially in the beginning, I was just kind of like accepting the fact that I'm pregnant because it felt so unreal. So I was like, am I really pregnant? Like, is this actually happening? And now I feel like, okay, this is happening. So I've gotten to that conclusion. And I'm going to start reading more about it. I think I've heard a lot that it's a lot about your breath, staying like calm. And I don't know, I think just the pain is what kind of scares most of us. I think it what scares me. And just not knowing. I think uncertainty is so scaring, and can really be scaring, especially when it's something this big. Like, because you don't know once you have like your second child, you probably have, you know what it's like you've been through it and you know the process. But when it's your first child, you have no idea what you're gonna like, what you've gotten yourself into, like what's going to happen. So I think, but I think I will do more research on it. And if someone has any tips for me, I'm very happy to hear them. So yeah, I'd love to know if someone has any good tips for that.
Just a side question, like how would you feel about a natural birth versus a cesarean section?
So before I got pregnant and like thinking about birth, I was like, I want a cesarean section. Like I don't want to push it out. Like it's gonna be so hurtful and like painful. But now I really want a natural birth. And I want epidural and anything that can like mend the pain. But I do want a natural birth. I think it's two completely different experiences, and I think just with my body and like intuition, the natural thing is usually the best. There's a reason why we give birth that way and not with a cesarean naturally. So I think if I can, I will, or I know if I can, I will give birth naturally. But of course, that's not an option for everyone. And some people would prefer a cesarean. So I'm like not judging anyone. And I haven't been through it, so I can't really say much, but that's just my feeling towards it at the moment. Like I think natural birth is the most natural thing for the baby, and there must be a reason. So I think that is that's my thoughts on it.
That's interesting how it's changed, like from you when
Yeah.
you're pregnant. I'm in the C-section corner over
Yeah.
here. I just feel like if I have kids in the future, just like cut me open.
But
Don't.
yeah, but the C-section, the thing is that is painful in a whole different way. Like you have it's like having an operation. Like after you've done that, you have a wound. Like you're going to
Yeah.
be in pain in a different way than when you give birth. And of course, I think when I wanted the C-section, that was out of fear for it. I was scared. That wasn't because
Yeah.
I believed more in the C-section. But now that I think I'm feeling a little bit less scared, I feel like the natural birth doesn't feel as scary. So I think maybe it will change for you too.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's what
The
it is.
opinion
Like
on
it
it.
is
Yeah, it's
fear. Like
fear.
I don't want to go
Yeah.
through a childbirth. That's how I feel at the moment. Like I really don't want to do that. And I have, experience with surgeries. And I know, like, I'm not afraid
like
of that.
another surgery, no problem.
Yeah, exactly, whatever.
Yeah.
No, and that feels less scary to me. Like
Yeah.
being cut open, that feels less
Mm.
scary than having to birth a child. But it is interesting,
Yeah.
and it might change as well. We'll see in the future.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sometime, maybe.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, another question we got was, will you be on parental leave or will you work from home?
So, yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot, and every part of me is planning to work. Like, I want to work. I don't want to, like, I know that I want to be present with the baby and spend time with the baby, but I love working. I just can't imagine life without having like daily tasks and like things to do. Like, I know I'm going to probably be super busy, and this is also so hard to plan. Like, it's so hard. It's easy for me now to sit and say, well, I'm going to work, no problem. But I have no idea what this baby is going to be like. Maybe it's really like upset and needs a lot of attention. I just have no idea what the baby is going to be like. So it's really hard. I feel like it's really hard to plan, but I will work as much as I can. Or that's what I want. I feel like I want right now, at least. I think just keeping I don't know, it's like becoming a mother is a huge thing, and that's going to change my life, definitely. But I also don't want to like lose my identity, like my passions and my hobbies and the things that I'm passionate about. I don't want to lose that completely. Or maybe like for the first few weeks, I will like I will focus on the baby, of course. But then after some time, I feel like because parental leave in Sweden, it can be like 1 year, or like even 1.5, I think. So it's that feels like a really long time not to work for me.
Yeah. And I think it's really important when you become a mother to keep your identity and, of course, let yourself evolve in
Yeah.
a good way and grow, but also do the things that you like to do, and
Yeah,
just,
even if it's like passions or hobbies,
yeah,
like it doesn't have to be work.
yes,
But just, yeah. And I don't know how much that's possible. Like someone's probably
exactly.
listened to this, having children,
Yeah.
like just
Yes.
wait till you have a
Yes,
child.
probably.
Good luck.
Yeah.
But I really feel like that's my goal, at least.
Mm. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And another question that we got was, will you raise the baby as bilingual?
Yeah, I think this question is really interesting because I haven't considered it. But so the languages that we have, like in our family, it's clearly Swedish. I live in Sweden. We're from Sweden, and then we have English, of course. Our stepdad is from England. He's British, so we've been raised in an English household pretty much since we were very small. I think I was 3 or something. So like we've been raised in an English household for a really long time. So that feels very natural to me, switching between those two. So, and also with our stepdad, he will clearly, I can only imagine him speaking English. I don't know, because he always
Yeah,
speaks English. So it would feel strange if he started talking Swedish to our kids. I don't know. I
it
feel like they're
would.
going to learn a lot through him. I've actually
Yeah.
bought like uh, kids' books in English. I bought them in England when we were there. So it's like learning letters and numbers and colors, tiny books that I thought he could read. So I have apparently had a thought about it, just like a little bit subconscious. I think, yeah, we want, of course, our kids to know English. And also with our stepdad, I think that will help them a lot as well. But there aren't any other languages. Wictor is half German, but he doesn't speak German. His dad can speak German fluently, of course, but they never speak German at home. So it would be Swedish and English in that case.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, and the next one. What kind of names do you like, classic or modern?
This one is fun. I think like we have a few names that we really like for both. If it's a girl or a boy, like we have names for both. But I think I actually Googled two of the names that we've had in mind. And there it's so funny because I was like, are these like classical or modern or traditional? Those were the two, right? Traditional, modern.
Classic or modern?
Classic or modern. Yeah. I Googled the names if they were classic or modern, and they were both. Both
Oh.
names were like a mix of both. So they were like timeless and like classic, but also pretty modern. So it's like interesting. Yeah, but we really like agreed. We agreed very quickly on names, which I feel is quite unusual that couples can um really just work that one out quite quickly, because I feel like you have very strong opinions about names. But I think we just both like kind of the same types of names for some reason. Yeah, we have a few names. More if it's a girl. Yeah, I think boy names are a little bit trickier.
I feel the opposite. I don't know
Really?
why. It's pretty, yeah, I can
I
think of
think
a
there's
lot
only
of,
beautiful girl names.
yeah, I think I just feel like I have so many connections to girl names, from girls
Yeah,
that you've
yeah.
known in your life.
Mm.
And it feels tricky to name your child
After
after
someone else. Yeah,
someone
if
that
it reminds
you
you of
have
someone.
a
Yeah.
connection to. Exactly. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's why,
true.
but I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
But that's good. Exciting.
Yeah.
And and next question. How
Yeah.
many children do you want to have?
So it's really hard to say now since I don't have any children at the moment. So I don't know what it's going to be like. But I think both Victor has two siblings and I have three. And I love having a big family. And siblings are like such a like natural, like, I don't know, to me it feels so important to have more than one child, because I really want my kids to learn how to share, how to like resolve conflicts together, how to like just make up and like have fun together, like all the experiences that I have as a child. If I'd imagine not having all of you, like my two sisters and my little brother, like that would be really difficult to imagine my life. It would feel so empty and lonely. So I don't know, maybe if you're an only child, you don't think that way because you've never had it. But I just feel like for me, that's super important. So we want to have more than one. We've been talking about three, but we'll see. Yeah, that might be a lot, but we'll see.
See after the first one comes.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think, yeah, maybe three.
Next question. Who will
Yeah.
be the fun versus strict parent?
Yeah, this is a fun question. So I think Victor is like, I'm gonna be tough but fair. That's what he keeps saying. Tough but fair. And I feel like maybe if that, I don't know. I feel like when you have a kid, you kind of like melt and you're like, you just want to do everything for them, give them everything. But I think I'm gonna be a little bit more fun, or like a little bit more. I'm more in my like feminine energy, if you understand what I mean. Like more, I'm very like physical touch is very, very important to me. Like with Victor, that's like my love language, and I'm very much about like affirmations. So I think I'm going to be very soft in that way. But then also, like with a kid, you have to set clear boundaries as well. I might struggle with that. I don't know, but I think so. I think I might be what they say, a fun parent, and Victor would probably be a little bit more strict. But you never know. Like it's easy to say that now, and then things can change later.
Yeah, it's going to
But
be
I think it's
interesting to see
almost,
the dynamic.
yeah, exactly. But I think it's almost hard if like you both want to be like the fun parent, or you both like.
Mm,
I think that dynamic, like you said, it's going to be interesting. But I think it's good if you're not exactly the same, because it
yeah.
can't be like fun all the time. But I also don't want Victor to take all the load with like having
Mm.
to set boundaries and be like the angry parent or like the strict parent. Like I want us both to have fun with our kids as well. So I think it really depends on like the parents and then also the child, like what the baby is like.
Yeah, what the child needs. Yeah, it
Yeah.
might be hard to have two fun parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that with the lack of structure and
Yeah,
things like that.
I have
So
donuts for
yeah.
breakfast and I
No.
go to school in my princess outfit or
Yes.
something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the final question we have for today is, what is most exciting about this new step in life?
So I think the most exciting part is just having a complete new adventure, like a new beginning, a completely new era of both of our lives, and actually creating a human. Like that's so it's so wild and incredible, and it feels like a miracle that that's even possible. So I think just like all the exciting new things that's going to happen in our life, a lot is going to change, and I feel like it's going to be such an incredible journey. And just not really knowing what's ahead of you, but I know that we're going to figure it out. But I think it's just so exciting. Also, with our family, getting to see you and our sister become aunties, and our brother become an uncle, and then our or our parents are going to be grandparents. Like I think it's so big and so magical. I think for everyone it's going to be really exciting. So that is what I'm most excited about.
Yes, we can't wait. And it's going to change the whole family dynamic, right? With a new
Yeah.
child of sort of the next generation.
Yeah, exactly. It's very
Can't
exciting.
wait. It is super exciting. Can't wait for
Yeah.
April.
Yeah, same. It's going to be great. It feels so long. It feels like it's really far away though.
Yeah, I
But
know. I know. It is a bit far,
yeah.
but it will go
Yeah.
quickly, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Thank you so much for sending in all of the questions. I think this was really fun. It's fun for me as well to get
Yes.
to ask you all of these. And
Yeah.
we'll, of course, cover more of the pregnancy as we go along. All very excited for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really fun to do all the questions and all the engagement, like that people are excited. It makes me really happy. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Love Club. And don't forget to follow us on Spotify and, of course, also on our Instagram, which is theloveclub.podcast. And we will see you in our next episode.